It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New York Jets and the New York Giants. And it's all up next.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the New York Jets and their inner-city rivals, the New York Giants. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. And before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.
It's the battle for New York, or New Jersey for that matter. The Giants and Jets are underway. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Now leading them out, someone who's forged an excellent career as a 6th-round pick way back in 2011 from Virginia Tech. Tyrod Taylor.
One of the classiest quarterbacks in the NFL, and always in a difficult position because he has the skills to be a starter, but there's usually a youngster behind him that they're grooming and they want on the field. But when given an opportunity to be the guy, he's led teams to the playoffs, and he's also gone to the Pro Bowl. A great combination of arm and legs, not to mention a brilliant mind.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Taylor able to use those legs of his to pick up a 1st.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Play action, now Taylor. Muscles him off. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Taylor's throw taken in by Slayton. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Call it a gain of 14 for the 2nd play in a row. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this 1st drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical to be this.
Touchdown, Giants! 30 yards for Saquon Barkley. And the Giants get the upper hand as they're on the board first first here this afternoon. A nice run by him, don't get me wrong, but the blocking up front was a thing of beauty.
I think for an opening drive, how about that for an exclamation point? Just what you said. Good blocking, good vision, and he accelerated to the end zone.
Now Cade York for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Xavier Gipson now from his end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Throwing to start the drive. Wilson. And he will slide down with the first down for the moment, but a penalty flag on the field. And that's on big Mekhi Becton, first-round pick in 2020. Hall on a give up the middle. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, here's the veteran Thomas Morstead to punt for the Jets. Back deep is Gunnar Olszewski, and he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Let's take it inside his own 40. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Get him down as he's inside the 40. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Meanwhile, a throw by Taylor is incomplete.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So a touchdown on their opening drive and 3 more here to add to their first quarter lead.
Yeah, everything's going according to plan so far because the offense has moved the ball, defense able to do their job, and here the special teams unit comes through with their contribution. A field goal to make it 10-zip.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. There's a short one caught by Uzama. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd down and 6 now. Here's Wilson to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Wilson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
First down, Jets. That's the end of the first quarter with the score Giants 10, Jets
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here's Hall again. Ooh, the juke. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. 42 yards for Breece Hall. And the Jets have got it back to within a score.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And he returns this to the 22.
And the Giants ready to come out now.
Last time I remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 3.
Now Taylor to throw. That's complete to Robinson. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. There he goes left side.
Down the left sideline.
And down to the 7-yard line.
92 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st down.
So he nearly took it. The distance gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now because is he rewarding himself for a great run or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
Now Taylor. And he finds Shepard. Touchdown, Giants. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And they're able to add on to their advantage. That, of course, all set up by the big run on the play prior. They took advantage right away with the touchdown throw.
And you mentioned advantage. Probably taking advantage of their natural instinct after that previous play to be aggressive and rush towards the line of scrimmage. And instead, they were vulnerable to the pass.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll give to Hall. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Wilson. Eluding the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll get him that time thanks to the safety blitz as he sacked for a loss of 4.
Now, you've been around me a long time now. You know on second and inches, I love it when teams are aggressive and take a shot, but we just saw the downside to being that aggressive, didn't we?
Now you've given up on a pretty likely first down if they had run the football, and they need to come up with something here on third. Third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down.
Olszewski now to return.
And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Giants going to take over again on offense.
They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Taylor being chased out left.
And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45.
The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 in the first.
The sack on 1st down took him out of a traditional running play and put him in a passing situation, but didn't stop him from running anyway, did it?
No, I was surprised when he took off. I thought, oh, he's got some space. He might pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. He goes all the way and picks up the first. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
The throw by Taylor there, knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Taylor. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
On fourth down, Jamie Gillen on to punt for the Giants.
Yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Jets will take over first and 10.
The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it first and 10. Here's Wilson. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Now a second and 10.
Wilson. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On third down, Wilson.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The other New York offense getting ready for their next drive.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least in the field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, back to you two in just a bit. But first, welcome everyone to downtown Orlando and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Well, the Jets going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
Second half starts with a run by Hall. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 92 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now a dump off here complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
16 more on that one and another first down.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Straight ahead is Hall.
A little juke. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Now it's Wilson. They're able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. First target, first catch at a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
A handoff for Hall.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Hall again on second down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Well, part of their struggles in the first half was their inability to convert consistently on third down, but how about this well-designed play? Gave himself plenty of options and able to get the hook up and keep the drive going.
Here's a give to Hall.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
That play was all Bobby Okereke as he got there and dragged him down for the loss.
The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
On second down, here's Wilson. And his pass incomplete.
Absolutely nowhere to go with the football, and he's just going to put this one in the Hudson River. Maybe he's a little fortunate he didn't get called for grounding because that one was well over everyone's head.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Wilson.
That's caught. This is Abanikanda.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
A 36-yard attempt.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Throwing now, Taylor on 1st down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Taylor. Buying time to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. That's good for 28 yards.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coaches are so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. And this is Shepard on the catch. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. But we'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Giants with a football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the 1st down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the 1st down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Taylor's throw complete here to Waller.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. They go play action with Taylor on the move to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
On second down, Taylor's throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. This offense so far on third down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
And Robinson, the motion man right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Now, they try to catch him by surprise there on third down, but this defense, they were all over the jet sweep.
And it's oftentimes all about what you're doing on the backside of the defense, whether it's the defensive end or the outside backer, who's setting the edge. And if they don't get blown off the line of scrimmage, they can really wreck a play. And in this case, they were able to make the tackle for a loss as a result.
So that CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
New York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. On the return is Xavier Gibson. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10.
At their own 18. Throwing to start the drive. Wilson. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. A good start there on first down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
Now Wilson taking in left side. It's Wilson.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's second down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. To throw again is Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. So the completion good for just 3. And they're going to face a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Wilson's throw here pulled in by Lazard. And he's going to have a first down on a gain of about 10, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Wilson will throw again. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
Wilson to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Throwing now is Wilson.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Well, this crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches.
Now Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I have a few questions about that throw because to me there just wasn't a lot there. I thought he tried to do a little bit too much, almost tried to will a receiver open when there was no chance he was going to be. Nice job by the linebacker being all over that one and knocking it away.
A 26-yard attempt.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
So the field goal got him back within 1 score, and now the focus lies on this onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. The tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And now out come the Giants. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
Okay, ready?
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
This now a 3rd and 4.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away.
York able to send this one through,
and that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, they got to find 2 scores, so, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. On the return is Gibson. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So here's Wilson and the Jets down by 10, 55 seconds remaining. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down. Here's Wilson.
That's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill when your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon. There's an incompletion right there.
Under 50 seconds to play. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Wilson. And his throw here is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Well, the crowd here at MetLife Stadium in full roar. 3rd down.
Here's Wilson. Steps away to his left, and he'll just get rid of him.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Taylor to a knee, and that ought to just about do it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from MetLife Stadium.